Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone tonight? Awesome. So excited to see everyone. This is Kathleen, your conscious coach. Welcome to the Conscious Hour with Kathleen. I decided to do a show tonight because tonight is February the 1st, correct? It is our first day of Black History Month, and I basically just wanted to start off the month right? Like if we're going to do this, if we're going to have a Black History Month, why aren't we doing it correctly? Okay, so I thought I would just start the month off correctly, giving us a little something to think about, so to speak, a little something to think about, a little something to put our mind on, and to kind of ask questions about why is my music not working? I'm confused. What happened? What's going on? Okay, don't know what's going on. I can't hear my music. I should be able to hear my music. Let's see. Hi, Clubhouse. So I'm on Clubhouse. This is recorded live. So I am on Clubhouse. You can find me at KH Conscious Coach on Clubhouse as well. I'm live there, and I am also live. Should be live on Facebook and all of that. I'm kind of checking my channels now to see where I'm at. I don't see me. Where am I? Sometimes it take a little hot second to pick up. So let me see. Okay, I do see a couple of people on here, a few people coming on. So that's fine. So I'm live. Let me check and see if my chat is open. That'll let me know if I'm connected. I'm going to type hello in the chat. Um, Basically, if you respond in chat, then I can like see it immediately and I can respond back to you. But welcome to the Conscious Hour with Kathleen. I am Kathleen, your conscious coach, the author of the Conscious Book Collection, chosen educator, author, speaker, and writer. Again, I am Kathleen, your conscious coach, and I am the author of the Conscious Book Collection, written specifically for African Americans, Blacks, ADOS individuals, African descendants of slavery, all that good stuff. So let's get this show started. I'm a little upset that my music's not working, which is no big deal, but it's my music. So why is it not working? Don't know. Because the speaker. Ah, why is that? Why did that happen though, like that? Okay, you probably can't hear it no way, but I can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. All right, so I got a few things I want to talk about tonight. Our subject tonight, what we're basically going to be sharing tonight is why we need to drop the white Black History Month. Because your oppressor cannot and will not free you. That's just a real fact, right? That's just something we need to just put out there. What do I mean by drop the white Black history? I take issue with the fact, right? I take issue with the fact that every year we celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. Like that's like the number one thing. They're going to talk about Frederick Douglass. They're going to talk about things that Black people invented. They're going to do all of that. However, you're not going to see an ounce of reciprocity, right? You're not going to see an ounce of reparations. You're not going to see an ounce of repair. And I have a problem with that. Like I'm really, really taking issue with that because that's like an incomplete package. So you're saying to me that Dr. King was important. You're saying to me that Frederick Douglass was important. I'm wearing a shirt that says Tubman City in respect to Harriet Tubman. But what I'm saying is that you're telling me this. You're pushing this narrative. You're inviting me to this space or place. Yet you're not doing anything to actually repair the damage that you have caused. Now, a lot of people in your mind, you might say, well, what do you expect from them? Some people are trying. Some people are now our allies, right? Because allies is like a big word now. We have allies. I got a question for you. How long does it take for you to clean up crap? Right? If your dog takes a poop and it's against the policy, the rules, or whatever the situation is, how long does it take for you to clean up your crap? How long for you to know that it stinks and something needs to be fixed? That's how I want us to take a look at this notion that somehow they have it in their mind to actually do the right thing. And I mean, do the right thing. I mean, do the right thing. Not talk about it. Not discuss ways on how we can handle it. Not talk about, well, let's sit down at the table and figure this all out and how we're going to do it and when we're going to do it. No. I mean, as of right now, right this moment, there are some simple things that can be done to mitigate the damage that's been caused against Black people. Point blank and period. I mean, there are things that you can make. Look, people run numbers all day. Finances, economics, housing. We all know the numbers, right? We all know Black people have been cheated. Congress can get together and make decisions every day. And you're telling me that not one of those days they can't get together and pull some immediate actions. Okay, you can believe that if you want to. I'm not here to make you not believe in what you're stuck on. I'm saying I 100% believe it's totally possible. What we have to do is drop the white Black History Month. We have to stop singing the Kumbaya songs and going along with them and allowing them to not only teach, they've already taught us, but now they're conditioning our children, where you have our children learning about American history, which is still teaching them that slavery was a necessity, which is still saying to them, Black people were slaved instead of saying that Black people were enslaved. Words like those, terms like those, language like that does not allow us. It's not trying to allow America to heal. It's not trying to allow people to move forward. They still want to call us slaves. I got a problem with that. I'd rather you say you enslaved us, because when you say you enslaved us, that places the responsibility back on you. It causes us to have that conversation about, okay, Black people were enslaved. What does that mean? Who enslaved them? How did they enslave them? Why did they enslave them? You see the difference? So, drop the white Black History Month. I put out a little song, a little ditty, which basically says that Martin Luther King didn't just have a dream, he had a plan. That's important for us to know, because they want to paint Martin Luther King like he was nonviolent, like he was just walking up and down the street, doing his thing, fighting for a cause. But they never tell you that he had a comprehensive plan for socioeconomic change. They never tell you that he was fighting for fair housing and economic power and distribution of wealth, that he was fighting for housing and for us to own commercial property and businesses. No, they don't tell you that part. They just want you to think about him being an activist and protesting. They don't want to tell you how he sat down and demanded to meet with the presidents and senators and Congress and, people in positions that could actually do some groundbreaking work. No, just I had a dream. And so then it becomes our responsibility, right? It becomes our responsibility to learn from what they have not shared with us, and for us to understand why they have not shared that with us. Look, Martin Luther King has been gone for a long time. And to this day, right? To this day, have you heard much about even the full length of his speech? They just want to show you this, Dr. King, and that little snippet of that I had a dream speech. They don't even tell you that he went to college when he was 15 years old. They don't tell you about the genius of a person, of a man that he was. No, they skip all of that. They skip all of that because they want to remain at the forefront and at the power in the situation. Right? That's something we have to understand. That's something that we got to take stock in. Okay. By the way, while I'm mentioning that, you can go to my Instagram page or my bio, my Linktree bio, and click on this. It's all about what racism stole. So click on the link, download the PDF file. It's about 27 pages, easy read, mind transformative. So click on that, take a look while I got that up. So we can't depend on people who oppressed us to lead us out. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't get why people still expect that. I don't get why we're still looking for that. I don't get why we're waiting. I don't get why we're still waiting for someone to present us with some idea of change and to tell us what that looks like. I don't know why we're gathering to try to come up with solutions and to develop conversations or curriculum around what we need to share amongst ourselves as Black individuals. I'm not getting that part. Because in my mind, it's so easy from us to learn from the past and move forward with new lessons. That's just me. When I hear about, when I hear about things such as songs like Strange Fruit, which literally depict in songs African American people swinging from trees after they've been lynched, murdered, had babies cut out of their stomachs, and stomped on the ground as if the babies were garbage. When I literally hear and see and read about how Black people were chatteled or strapped like they weren't even human beings. Look at this man. This is a man. This is a human. This is a person. This is somebody's father, son, and all of that. And you mean to tell me you think people who treated other people like this have the capacity to set you free? You think people who did things like this are going to tell you the road to recovery? They're going to share with you the road to recovery and help you to get your family back together that they stole from you? You think people who did Black people like this are going to give you some real options and an opportunity for change? That's what you're trying to tell me. So this Black History Month, the major lesson that we need to learn, the major thing that we need to focus on is how do we educate ourselves? How do we look beyond them for answers? Because they don't have answers for us. All the history they've ever taught us involved them somehow having a supreme delusional, them being delusional, thinking that they're somehow supreme to us or superior in some way. God, I don't even know how they think that. It's crazy to me. Could you imagine treating another human being like this? Look at his leg. Look at that wood strapped from one arm to the other arm. Look at that around his neck. This is a human being. So we must learn from our past in order for us to move forward. Stories like these where it says white kills Negroes in seized city of Wilmington. Let me tell you something. I just read another story. You'll have to go to Instagram. I just read another story from We Are Push Black on Instagram. We Are Push Black. We Are Push Black. I just read another story on Instagram. I mean, plenty of stories there. In fact, I'm going to take you over there right quick. We're going to jump. Stories like these that talk about how Black people, smart individual, people who had their own businesses, people who were doctors, people who had their own cities like Tulsa, like in Louisiana, like in New York, like in every city in the world where Black people had it going on. They came and seized the city. They killed people. They burned it down. Look, it says 9 Black men are shot down. Slaughter follows, wrecking of the Record newspaper office owned by Negro by the best citizens. Hours of terror throughout the city. Come on, guys. You're not expecting these people to do anything magical for you, are you? Are you? I mean, look, if you got allies and you got all that stuff, my question is, why is it taking so long to do anything? Takes them one night to make a decision on their behalf and in their favor. Takes them forever to make a decision concerning us. I question that. I question that. You understand? I totally question that. Nobody's going to make me believe that that's reality, that that's real, that that's how that has to go. No, nobody's going to make me believe that. Nobody. That's a negative. You're not going to make me believe that. So let me share this with you. Pull this down right quick. Let me see if I can show both at the same time. Perhaps. Nope, it doesn't. Let me see if it. Yeah, there we go. All right, so right here in this particular article, I think I want to move this to the other side. I want you on the other side, though. Okay, now I got me on. Well, I'm still on the other side. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So right here in this article, if you're looking at this, first it says the KKK wanted this brilliant doctor dead. Okay. It gives you the whole story. Talks about the NAACP announces victory in Arkansas against a riot case. Monroe Major's friend ran into the living room frantically waving a piece of wrinkled paper. As Majors read it, his heart sunk. It seemed like the rumors were true. They couldn't join racist associations, so Majors and 13 other Texas doctors had started the second African American Medical Association in the U.S. Whites, upset at their success, hatched a horrific plan in response. As he read the note, he was filled with a heavy sense of dread. Still, he remained calm. So basically, the KKK shows up. They're Black medical doctors. Major escapes, but they kill some of the other Black doctors. That's real history, okay? That's not something they're going to teach you in school. You understand? You have to go to resources that teach you about your history and the things that Black people experienced. That's what you have to do, okay? Right here, they have a story. I'm going to pull this one up where they talk about how racists stole their chance at fame and fortune. This happens a lot. We talk about it like it's nothing. Oh, they stole our recipe. They stole inventions. They stole this. They stole that. Okay, we know this. And you still trust these people to deliver you, and they haven't delivered any type of repair for known damages. We just saw that with what was that? The cookies or something? What was the two things that they were talking about, the inventions? Mrs. Butterworth, okay, the syrup company, the pancake company, and Uncle Ben's, okay? So there's no repair, there's no reparations, there's no doing the right thing, yet we still feel like these are people who should have the authority to speak on Black History Month. And I was in one clubhouse room and they were talking about how Black History Month should be deferred. In other words, let Black people speak about Black History Month. And they were talking about in the educational space, in schools and stuff like that. So basically, these are the people the Crumps, which oddly enough, I thought it was some Crumps, or is it Crumbs? potato chip people out of Cincinnati, Ohio, if I'm not mistaken, or Kansas or something like that. So basically, it talks about how they made a mistake and they served the thin chips, the potato slices, and how these look like Native American people though. But at any rate, they are, they're minorities, people of color, and how they made the potato chips. They opened up their own place. Of course, white people came in and stole it. Wicks and Kroom nervously waited to see if they'd be fired for their mistake. Instead, patrons loved the new food and the potato chip was born. So George Kroom, with his sister's help, Kroom opened his own restaurant serving fried potato chips, but because they didn't patent the invention, whites rushed in and took the credit. Selling chips everywhere. Today, potato chip business is a $1 billion industry. Okay? Look, we don't care about all these little signs and stuff. Look, where's the money? Where is the money? So for us, what I'm saying is this year, don't just sit up here and teach your children basic white, black history. Okay? We all need to be in a position where we are ready to fight for reparations, demand reparations, and get things done at the table. Now, I don't know about you, but when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden took office, I was serious about, and I still am serious about, making demands and making sure there's change and making sure that we learn more about the whole process and how to participate in the whole process. Because if we don't learn from our past and move forward with new lessons, we'll be having the same Black History Month, Black History Year that we've had in the past to no benefit. So I'm going to keep moving along. There are definitely two things that I believe in. That's Black educators and Blacks educating. Now, a lot of times when I say that, people get confused. They're like, what do you mean Black educators and Blacks educating? What I mean by that is us understanding our history, us understanding that we come from greatness, that we come from wealth, understanding who we are as a people, defining ourselves, because we're clear on where we come from, and we're clear about what we've been cheated out of. See, you can't speak to your people from a place of wealth and health and empowerment if you believe that you were a slave instead of you were enslaved. You can't speak to your people about wealth, health, and empowerment, growth, and overcoming these obstacles if you're sharing your history from a place of pain, where they have painted you as dumb, ignorant, incapable, when it's quite the opposite. It's just quite the opposite, and we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about how Martin Luther King didn't just have a dream, he had a plan. We don't talk about that enough. We don't share that with our children. We don't. And they got to go to school and hear these dumb lessons that water down the fact that we were millionaires, that remove the fact that we were millionaires, that remove the fact that we were and are inventors. Because Black history, I'm Black history right now. You're Black history right now. And so we need two things. We need Black educators and Blacks educating. And not walking in fear. And not teaching from their perspective. I'm all about not teaching from their perspective at all. Like, I'm out here radical telling you, I wrote my books for Black people, period. This right here, what racism stole from us. This is for Black people. This is for us to get an understanding. This is for us to mount up on wings as an eagle. You understand? This is for us to gravitate to. When I wrote my book, The Legacy Workbook, this is for us. It's for us to understand where we came from and who we are. You understand? That's what it's for. It's for us to understand we've always been great. Kamala Harris is not the first great black woman, and she's not even fully black. I'm not getting all into that. I'm just saying she's not the first great black woman. It's historical to see her in office as a person of color. She went to a HBCU. This is historical, but we've always been great. Always been great. Amanda Gorman, who was the poet at the inauguration, who she'll be doing poetry again at the Super Bowl. We've always been great. We've always been great. There's a new bread company coming out, a black bread company. It's not the first black bread company we've had. We've always been great. You understand? We have always been great. But this type of racism you see right here has always existed. It's always been a dual system. They don't seek to do right by us. And until we fully understand that, we stand at the gate waiting for them to set us free. And that's not going to happen. Because if they were interested in setting us free, they would be interested in setting things right. You understand that? You know how easy it is to promote black people on a job just like you do white people? It's as easy as looking at the office and seeing, I don't have any black people in management. I don't have, as you know, for my demographics, let's just say 16% of your population is black. Then why aren't 16% of your employees black? Then they want to say, oh, well, they're untrained. They don't have the skill set. But you have colleges there. So why aren't you routing them to colleges and vocational schools and things like that? At the end of the day, there's no excuse. At the end of the day, there are people who can take those positions. But if we keep allowing them to share their message of what Black history is and to define us, we're going to be standing at that gate, and they're going to be the gatekeepers, and they are the gatekeepers, and they're not letting us in. Listen, I listen to conversations every day, especially on Clubhouse, because that's like open. Look, Clubhouse is lit. I love Clubhouse. I've been in rooms with millionaires before. I've been in rooms where they talk, where you can pitch. I've been in rooms and in conversations, and I understand the difference in our language. We're talking about getting $50,000 to start a business. They're talking about, how can I invest $50 million in your business? We're talking about, how can we get $100,000? They're talking about, I'm looking for a company I can pour $2 billion into. You talk about a wealth gap. There's a huge conversation gap. I feel like the more we stay on this trail of letting them lead, instead of defining who we are, we're going to stay on that trail. For them, that's a good, comfortable place for us to be. So I do want to kind of talk about the legacy workbook. And here's why. The legacy workbook takes you to a place where you can regain and rediscover the power in the Black family and where you come from. And you get an opportunity to define yourself as a Black family and as Black people. This book is concise. It's powerful. It's moving. It's transformative. These are the things that you need to know. Okay? We need to go on our own journey to clearly understand what was stolen from us. We're not some ignorant people who was walking around with wooden sticks in our noses and all of that. And that could be a part of our culture. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do have to understand that we came from a place of wealth, and it wasn't mediocre wealth, and it wasn't wealth that, no unfounded wealth. No, they knew about it. Queen Elizabeth is wearing your wealth right now. So you're going to learn about where you came from, right? God never had a plan to victimize us, I say in the first chapter. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. We are his people, free people, deserving people of equal and fair treatment. Jealousy and greed is their demon. They sought to destroy us, to make us their slaves forever and ever. The savages' plan was to rule over us like we were dogs, but God would never let that happen until this day. Sad to say, we fight for our rights to live in peace. It was a simple case of being outgunned then. That's it. And now it's our time for us to restore what has been lost during the tragedy of slavery and the years that followed. We are reorganizing our lives. We are taking our power back. What does it mean to be black? So I look, this is a workbook. This is not about you just sitting up here reading some goofy story or whether it's true or not. This is about you taking your power back as a black family. Each person in the household should take part in the sharing their thoughts. The elders of the home should help guide the youth with thoughts, right? First chapter, I want you to go back to our native land and borrow a gift from our ancestors. Each person should choose a jewel, one they feel represents them, one that represents the family. Look up the meaning of the jewels and where they originate from. Select a jewel and metal from African soil. Gold was found there, diamonds, precious stones. These are things we need to know. Then I talked to you about marriage and family matters, the true vine, creating consistency. I help you develop a family covenant, and you're also going to create your own family crest, which that's the crest that I created. That's my personal crest. Can't use that. That's mine. It's copyright. It belongs to me. But you'll create your own family crest, as you see on the front of the legacy workbook. And this is super important. Guys, we don't have to keep waiting for them to bring us solutions. We don't have to keep waiting for them to bring us answers. We don't have to keep waiting for anything. This is our time to move, and this is our time to move forward. I'm happy to bring you books and materials that can help your family achieve that. And I want you to know we've always had examples. We have examples now. We have models. We've always been great. We've always been able to lead. We've always been able to build a profitable business. So think about that. Think about what we want our sons and our daughters to inherit. Do we want them to inherit these weak, white, Black History Month messages? And I'm not putting Michelle Obama and Barack Obama up here as gods. But all I'm saying is we have role models, we have examples, we have history in this country as being intelligent, brilliant, smart, economically savvy, traditional, ritualistic in ways, committed, formidable people who can lead. You understand? That is what I want us to pass on to our children. That is the gift that we get to give our children starting now. Let's not wait. That is the gift that we get to give our children right now. And I don't want us to wait another day. I just want to jump on here tonight to encourage us to let these people go. Don't hold on another day. Don't wait. Don't look. I'm telling you, it's imperative that we understand who we are and where we come from, and that we share these messages with our children. It's imperative because as they're going to school right now, kindergarten, preschool, they're hearing these lessons about being slaves. That is not good. That is detrimental to their psyche. Psychologically, that's putting them in a bubble That's telling them that they are ignorant, dumb, unintelligent, and that they have to somehow depend on others to help them, to provide for them, to share with them who they are. And that's not real. That's not reality. That's not what we want for our children. And I'm afraid for us. I'm afraid that we're letting this continue unchallenged, and it's just going on forever. It's like a bad story that keeps going on and on and on and on. And me, I'm sick of it. And I have like zero tolerance for it, is what it is. I'm not willing to go another year like this. So I guess I'm saying all that to say, let's do it different in 2021. Let's do it different in 2021. Okay? All right. I just want to jump on here and share. Haven't been on here for a minute. I just wanted to show love and to share with you guys tonight. Thank you for joining me for the Conscious Hour with Kathleen. And yeah, you have an amazing night. And I will see you guys next time. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and see you guys next time.